That's like all blue. Good luck to you too, dog.
First opened in 2002. There's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City.
All right, guys, new season. New season. We had a bad season last year. 4-12. 4-12, some shit like that.
The punter Jack Fox has us ready to go, and we are underway.
Last season. It's the last year of MZK.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
Go slot open. Go gadget.
First carry for the Iowa State man, Breece Hall. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Ball again on second down. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
On first and 10, it's Hall. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
They'll go again with Hall. And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. Third and 5. Throwing is Milton. Short throw caught by Pitts. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains.
I know some guys that love to start the year off with a deep shot downfield, trying to begin things with a home run ball. That might be the more exciting option, but I think that this was the smarter play.
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to second and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Ball again on second down. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 4 yards the pickup, first down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation we were talking about with one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people down, and establish the run early. You get a sense of what this game plan might be. They think they can take a few home run shots against this defense. They tried it there on the opening drive, but that ball's incomplete.
Here's Milton. He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions 16. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first. A first red zone opportunity the new year here as they come up now 1st and 10. Back to the ground with Hall. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 41 yards rushing for him now. What a drive for him to kick off the new season. 1st and goal, a good chance for our first touchdown of the new season. They'll run with Hall. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. They'll toss it out right here to Hall. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. Give them a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd down.
That's a nice example of good team defense right there. Ball was snapped at the 1-yard line. They knocked them back and caused a loss. But you notice they were trying to find any type of a gap to run through. Wasn't one a bit.
Oh, shit. Who's that?
And that's a Jets touchdown.
It's a great play.
A 9-yard touchdown there. And the Jets are on the board here first in the season opener. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10. Right at the 30. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Goff going to move his guys around a bit. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Setting up the screen, this is Gibbs. Fighting him off. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. A good pickup there on 1st as the screen pass gets him 8. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 2. A man who was the Georgia State High School Player of the Year in 2020. Here's Jahmyr Gibbs. And he gets it down to the 32. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Another run for Gibbs here. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Gibbs straight ahead. And he's going to get this down close to a first at about the Jets' 24. 3rd and 2. Goff now looks to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Well, they were in search of a short gain on third down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. A chance for their first points of the season here as it's 1st and goal. Now they'll change things up. Gibbs will take this one in. It's a Lions touchdown. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
I got new rubber bands to put on my grips. I don't like my grips being slippery. I like it. Gives me a little more grip. It's usually 3 or 4 rubber bands per side.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kicks away.
Got big hands here.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Perfect start to the season on their first drive last time out, able to find the end zone. Now we'll see if they can make it 2 for 2 here in week 1. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. You don't see that a ton, do you? Or the cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
To throw is Milton. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Here's Milton now to throw. He's going to air one out. Left side.
Wow, what a great catch.
Looks like he's got it.
Oh, shit.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Milton. This is caught. It's Christian Watson. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Well, how about the big guy there showing some agility? He just flowed from his D-tackle position in order to make that play.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. Now they send a man in motion right. He's going to handle it on the touch pass.
Good job, defense.
Just shy of the goal line at about the 1. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. A big play if you think about it right now in this season opener. It's 3rd and goal. To throw, it's Milton. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So they opted to pass for it on 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do on 4th and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on 4th and goal. So they've got another play in their pocket. They're going to have to call it right now. No field goal here.
The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1. Now Milton. And he's got it. A great open field tackle is going to stop him shy of the goal line.
Ooh, boy.
They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone. And the Lion defense.
Holy shit, dog. That was a hell of a defensive stance right there. Wow.
The Lions offense ready to
He is
kick
coming
off
after
their
me.
next drive. They were successful last time finding the end zone on their opening drive of the season. And they'll get another shot here with a 1st and 10. From the end zone, Goff. Got a man and he hits him in stride. And he gets this up just shy of the 15. Now Goff looking to change the play. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. And he gets up near the 25 to about the 24 before going out of bounds. 11 yards there and a Lion 1st down. Not liking the look. They'll change the play. Goff. He gets this out wide to Gibbs. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They had 2 straight 1st downs, now a gain of 9 to set up 2nd and 1. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
And St. Brown going to have the Lions 1st down as he'll get this up to the 43. Now Goff. Finds Gibbs on a check down. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, on maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on 1st down. They're ahead of the chains now.
Goff throwing again. He's got it complete to Gibbs. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Here's Goff. That is caught by Laporta. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Goff. Eluding the pressure right. His throw caught at about the 5. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit them, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Now it's Goff. This is caught. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. Nice job defensively to hold them to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him. That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Bam, 99-yard drive.
St. Brown in the final seconds of the first half, and the Lions go coast to
hell of a fucking drive. What a defensive stance, yo. Stopped him at the 1-yard line on 4th and 1, and we went down the fucking field and scored. What a way to fucking get this shit rolling.
So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And with 5 seconds to go, this will likely be our final play. And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
I don't even know who gets the ball second half. Totally forgot. I think he does. But I scored first, right?
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter
I get the
number
ball.
3.
Sweet.
We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And we will not see a return of the dynamic kickoff. And the first drive of the second half will commence from the 30-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down. They've got the lead early here in the third quarter, and runs like that are how they establish that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead, because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
Goff going to shift him around. Going back to Gibbs on first down. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Well, looks like they'll move things around here. Here's Goff. He finds his man complete. That's Gibbs. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it inside the 40. A 5-yard pass on the heels of a 5-yard run. Good enough for the first.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Just beating the play clock is Goff. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Goff now looking to throw. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete.
Touchdown. Good shit. Yeah, bro. 57's.
27-yard
tackle.
A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Steps away. It's Williams on the catch. And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. To throw is Goff.
Oh!
Double team, and it's intercepted.
What a fucking flip stick, dog. Good shit.
And the Jets are going to have it
just
past the 25. So it was a drive that had real promise here.
Yeah, we have real fucking promise.
Ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Now they just got a little help from their defense forcing the turnover. Now can they make that pay off in points?
They need to, partner. They're down on the scoreboard. Need to take advantage of those opportunities, and this is a good one right in front of them.
Ball again on 2nd down. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Throwing is Milton.
Oh!
That's taken in by Watson. And some room to maneuver. And he is going to have a Jets 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a 1st down. Here's Milton. Short throw caught by Pitts. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Hall on a give up the middle. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Operating from the gun, Milton. And this is going to be intercepted. It's Brian Branch with it.
Holy shit, what was that?
Football back as time will run out in this 3rd quarter of play. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Damn it. You got fucking pay it, son of a bitch.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Another important 4th quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. Back to throw, Goff.
Oh, why'd you do that?
The turnover they needed, it's intercepted.
Not
And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. A seismic shift in momentum here in the fourth quarter. That's the break that the defense needed.
And you know as well as I do, people are going to question the play call in that situation. Sometimes you have to question the execution, not necessarily the call. And in this case, those defenders found a way to give their team a chance.
Well, some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside, probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34. Not the start to the drive they were hoping for. That run doesn't get them much at all.
No, not at all. And that leaves them with 3rd and long, which means you got to dial up something pretty good. Think your best player with a play that he likes to run best.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Jets 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a 1st down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
To throw is Milton. Looking right side, and it's intercepted. And the Lions are going to have it here just past the 25. The one side gets an interception, but their defense comes on the field and picks them right back up by getting a pick of their own.
And I think you saw the same thing that I did, Brandon. As he ran off the field after making that play, we saw his quarterback seek him out and offer a personal thank you to bail him out a little bit as the offense takes the field again.
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that 1st down carry.
Second down, and they go back to Gibbs. Down the left sideline. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 70 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. And between the last 2 plays, they've moved it over half the length of the football field. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll go again with Gibbs. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling, and this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in, and all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake it to football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover.
Oh, my God. What a run. What a run.
Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend.
All right, there we go. We beat him up a little bit with the run game.
On a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th
Just sealed the deal right there.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. It's good, and it is now 21-7. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Carlton Davis picks it. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. Well, down 2 scores in the fourth quarter. It maybe wasn't quite desperation time, but it was getting close. And that interception there on the deep ball, that probably slams the door on their chances.
And maybe that was the thought process, that it wasn't quite desperation time. So now you take the shot before they're going to lay back any farther on defense. Go ahead and throw it downfield. Unfortunately, it didn't work.
Hand off to Gibbs, headed right here. And he takes this one in.
Damn, that O-line plowed that shit.
Jahmyr Gibbs with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns.
Frustrating for him. Had the game so close and so tight, and the momentum just shifted.
Now for the point after. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, to be frank, not to be proud of here as they trail big in this fourth quarter. Now Hall to start the drive. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. From the 33, here's a 2nd and 7. Here's Milton now to throw. Pressure, he's brought down. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd. 3rd and 19. Back to throw. Milton, he's going to let it fly. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn.
Good game, my man.